Yo, we're gonna talk about the number of the beast right now. So, uh, and because there's so much like duality and shit, right? I looked up the biblical, and then I looked up the angel number, right? So the biblical, right, is it's the number of man, a symbol of wickedness and spiritual evil, right? And then when I look up the angel number, it says balance, harmony, and a call to spiritual growth, right? Obviously, there's two sides to that. So if we go into the number of man and the number of the beast, right? For the number of man, the it's the number of carbon. It's the number of how of life can flourish and shit, right? And what's a beast? It's something in the field, right? And technically, God would have considered anybody like a beast of the field, right? That was like a common usage in Jewish terms. But you're so much more capable than that, right? You have a physicality to you, right? You have these biological functions that are just there. It's a product of life. But don't stagnate yourself in life, right? And then on the angel number side, it's kind of like if we look at the example of Nebuchadnezzar, if we look at who are beasts in the Bible, Nebuchadnezzar was prideful. He was like, look at the land that has been given to me so that I shall rule, right? God gave him that land. He was the man for the job, right? But he got a little bit prideful and arrogant. The writing was on the wall, literally, in that book. There was writing on the wall. And he didn't heed it. And what happened? He became a beast. He literally transformed into a beast. And it's not just other nations that did this. If you look at Solomon, and he has a connection to it too. Solomon was the wisest. God said there would be no person, no human being wiser than Solomon. I say it's a new age. I got the Holy Spirit. That's the spirit of truth. You can't get no wiser than that. Hey, if we got the spirit of truth, we wiser than Solomon. Anyway, Solomon had a whole bunch of bitches, right? He had concubines out the wazoo and shit. And God was like, you can have all that, but don't let don't get with a woman who will lead you astray, right? That was the only thing that he needed to do. And when he asked for the wisdom, he was like, I don't know how to rule this kingdom. The only thing I can ask from you, God, is wisdom. And God granted him. You see how like pure and innocent he was? But then when he had that wisdom, when he had that power, when he had that recognition, right, it kind of changed him. It made him arrogant in a sense. And not for a lack of reason. Like he had the juice. Like he had goddamn everything. You know what I'm saying? And that would feed into you. It's only natural. It's the natural side of yourself. And at that moment you would need to be sat down or be humbled, right? Because God knew the good in these people. God returned Nebuchadnezzar from a beast back to a man. Solomon went through some shit too. He got booted out of the kingdom. And then he had to get humbled, right? He turned into a beast as well. David as well. What is the number of the beast? Well, when I looked it up, I was like, okay, so we get the reference in the Greek portion of the Bible and shit. So I'm like, what's the? Because we've all seen the little monster cans and shit with the little 666. That shit don't scare me. Like I drank monsters when I was working for hospital or when I was stationed on the FLA. The little it's the Army ambulance, and shit, I just needed some to keep me up. I don't get caught up in like seeing that shit and be scared. Right? It's not about that. We're here to understand like the spiritual nature of the shit. So I looked it up in the Greek numerals, right? And guess what it looked like? Don't that look like sex in reverse? You know what I'm saying? Like Solomon had so many goddamn women. He had money, right? And so my conclusion is like when I looked at fucking the fact that it's the basis for life. It's the peak. When you've achieved recognition at a level people would dream of, when you've accumulated wealth to a point where you never have to think about money ever again. It's just a hobby at this point. Like let's make some plays. You know what I'm saying? When you've like garnered the attention of suitors to an umpteenth degree, you know what I'm saying? All of those things. It's the pinnacle of like physical or carnal life. You literally made it. Now what are you gonna do with it? Right? Like that shit can get to your head, and it's a weakness that can enter you. It's literally the writing on the wall. Don't get ruled by the things you rule over. Essentially is what it is. Because you've put in the work. You've put in the effort. You've put in the dedication to achieve these physical amenities in your life, right? Can you sustain your control over it, or is it gonna rule you? It's crazy how it looked like sex with reverse in English letters. Right? Google it for yourself. I mean, my drawing might be shit, but that's interesting, right? Well, shit, you got money, fuck ethics. You know what I'm saying? Because the law don't apply to you, right? Or you got power. You can just sway motherfuckers' opinions into to whatever you want, right? Or you got bitches and you can just fuck anything you want. You just fuck love, right? It why did you start? And even Nebuchadnezzar was like, in the beginning, he had charge. He understood his station. He understood what it meant to be the ruler over all of these lives and keep them safe. A kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am doing what I have to do to rule my kingdom. But the pride and arrogance got to his head. And if you're not balanced, or because to get there, you have to have some type of balance. I mean, it's just, you got to. It's are you around the right people? Are your influences good? Are you talking to God? You know what I'm saying? It's like after you get to that point, do you stop talking to God? Because the devil likes to use power. He likes to use fear and control. You could have got there with the best intentions. When you get there, how do you maintain your conviction? What keeps you in a state of general righteousness? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying perfection, but like, are you still maintaining your goals? You didn't cap out. It's you did it. Congratulations, you got there. But can you accept the call for greater? You know what I'm saying? David. It looked like the word looked like sex, or the numbers looked like sex. What did he do? He killed his best friend. David had so many goddamn. He had wives too, man. But Bathsheba, you know what I'm saying, tempted his ass, and he was like, maybe if I put him on the front line, he a good warrior, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? But like, Bathsheba bad, bro. Let me. That's my best friend, bro. Why? God damn it. You know, and you know, karma hit these motherfuckers. But it's not like God took his love away. There was always a chance to be redeemed, even when the beast side took over you. It's not to say you aren't the beast. Nah, you got the beast in you. I got the beast in me, right? Do we take measures to keep that side of us on a leash? Because we're higher beings, because we got that God in us too. You know what I'm saying? And if you can do that, then I wouldn't worry about a learning moment. Because the way God can turn shit around is just amazing. You know, he can flip shit real quick. So it's just a call to go deeper. Are you going to lose yourself to those things? And God, what did he do to all of these examples? You got Nebuchadnezzar, you got Solomon, you got David, you got Nimrod, right? God restored all of them. They won their battle against the beast after their humbling moment. You don't, just because, like I said earlier in other videos, like, you got to understand that you are all of those things in Revelation. Like, you are the conqueror, the war. Like, you are all those angels. You are the Christ. You are the Antichrist. That's for the spiritual folk. You are fighting, or you've already fought those battles you don't even know. There was a time where temptation might have fucked you up. There's a time, and I wouldn't even see it as like, damn, I really fucked up bad. Okay, sometimes people do fuck up real bad, but you know, I would see it more as like, damn, when did I lose sight? God, can you restore me back? Can you show me miracles in my life? It's like, there was always a path to redemption. God didn't put them there in those positions because they wouldn't fuck up. He put them there because a part of them just had it in them. But he knew and he understands human nature. But if you are with him, even if you do fall, he's like, well, I needed to set an example. Like, you're the one I raised up. You're the one that could do it. You're the one that could reach that pinnacle and shit. But I need you to realign your focus on me. All right? Because it's when you get to that point, it's gonna be real dangerous. You're gonna have all these enemies and spiritual attacks and this arrogance and pride and ego that's gonna hit you, and you might want to slip a little bit. I understand you're human. I made humans. They in my image. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to guide you in a way that it's not gonna completely destroy you if you can win that fight against the beast. Some people do not. We got to look at the reality. We got to look at both sides. I can give you hope. I can give you hope by giving you truth. Do you want to, when you work to get to that place, sure, you got to go beast mode. Can you go God? Can you accept, oh shit, I fucked up. I lost sight of why I even started this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I let what I was designed to rule me for a moment. I need to clear my head, wash my face, look up, and be like, hey, I don't want to be a beast no more. I need to be a God. And when you cross that threshold, that's where everything starts to rebalance. Now you have a solid grasp on rulership. Because for the people in those positions you were designed to, are you gonna fall? Are you gonna stumble? Are you gonna get back up, or are you gonna stay in the mud? And that's the choice for each individual. Cause you all got God in you. You all got a little bit of the devil, you got a little bit of the beast. You know what I'm saying? You got a little bit of the false prophet, you got a little bit of the prophet. All of those things are just representations of the paths you could go. Now there's an external version of that shit too as well, but the cosmology is in you. All of it. The biblical revelation is all within you as well, and externally. So, are you going to be the Christ, the co-ruler? Are you going to be the Mahdi, the righteous elect, the Dajjal, the liar? Are you going to be the Antichrist, the man of perdition, the beast? I mean, even fucking like, for goodness sake, Jesus called Peter the devil. Ain't that weird? Like shit, man. Like that nigga rolled for Jesus, but he was like, "Get behind me, Satan." It's just he didn't want, like, just because Jesus rolled with him, and Jesus knew that, you know what I'm saying, that was his dog. It didn't mean that, like, temptation or another spirit wasn't going, like, fucking. It just mean enemy. He was enemy to the cause for a moment, for a brief fucking second. But at the same time, that's the man he gave the keys to heaven to. It's like when God talk, everybody get fucking scared. Like, it's like because you whenever that statement comes out, it's so God, it feels so fucking final. Like you read like so much into a goddamn statement when the word comes out of his mouth because of who he is, right? And that makes sense. But once you get comfortable with him, you start to understand, like, okay, it's just like a father saying something to you. You can't cover every base of everything when you're talking to an individual. You just have to know the nature of your parents to know that they want the most conducive good for you. And it's just like, don't take everything as like a blanket statement. But even though, like, he's just so clever, like, it can be and it can't be at the same time. It's just the nature of the guy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is what it is. It's just really what I'm trying to harp on is, okay, you've made it. You've made it to the pinnacle of success. You've become literally a god among men, but you're still a man. Understand and recognize that, or a woman. And understand that you still have things that could be susceptible. And so are you gonna cap yourself out at the pinnacle of human success and ride those coattails? Or are you gonna become greater? And I think that's why the angel number version of 666 is balance, harmony, and a call to spiritual growth. God's not God's not just judging this is going to be the evil one. He's giving the possibility and the door open. He's giving free will. Because without free will, this whole environment would become a matrix. It would become a simulation. The fact that chaos exists is the proof of God's love. You give people too much. You give person like if God did just make this whole thing like a computer simulation or whatever, and we had no free will, well, we really literally couldn't rebel. But at some point, it's like those would be the motherfuckers that'll be like, well, we didn't even get free will. We can't even choose what we want to do. No, he's opened up a perfect path so you could have free will and also be yourself. He's got to be your father to do it. He's not your manager. I mean, he can be anything he wants to for you, but he's not your overseer. He's literally trying to be your father. He's just trying to raise you right. And he's trying to give you wisdom, but again, he has to give you this wisdom throughout centuries. You understand? So, take it how it is. Have you reached a pinnacle of societal success? Whether that be at whatever level, right? Are you still willing to grow? And even if you do take a big blow, are you God enough to get back, wash your face, and get back to your job? That's it. Boom.